Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avataravaristhaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. The absolute race, in many ways, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, the absolute, the Ananta Sachidananda, the ultimate reality, in which millions of universes are appearing and disappearing, the changeless, unchanging eternal reality, infinite existence. It plays in many ways, as Ishvara, as gods, as man, and as the universe. The incarnation is the play of the Absolute as man. An important statement. What is an incarnation of God? Is the Absolute manifesting as human, man on this earth. All the powers of Ishvara, the Lord of the universe, remains in this person. The whole, whatever the qualities of Absolute, like equanimity, all this, infinite compassion, love, purity, what all we can understand about the Atman and Brahman, when it is manifested, all those will be, you see, like space, nirliptata, akashamiva nirlepa. Nirliptata means now universe appears in the Absolute. It remains unstained. It doesn't limit, this doesn't limit it. By no means, though the Absolute is pervading the universe, it doesn't affect. Neither this affects it, nor that affects it. Just like the fire is there in space, fire doesn't burn space. It burns everything but not space. It has given room. Space is pervading, every bit of fire is pervaded by space. Nothing happens to the space. This absolute nirliptata, unstained quality, is there in when God comes as an incarnation of God, as takes a human form. It doesn't limit the Absolute, nor Absolute limits it. How beautiful is the manifestation, you see. All the powers of Ishvara are there in him. Just like in our bodily existence, every cell contains the whole blueprint of my bodily existence. My nature, my way of talking, everything, how I grow, how I become old, the whole program of my existence is there in that every cell. Any cell can be taken and cloned to become a complete person because that blueprint is there in it. All the powers, all the nature, everything is there in every cell. I remain in every cell pervading it. I am not cell, nor that cell is me. If that cell is lost, nothing of mine is lost. Still, it can produce me independently without because my blueprint is in it. So, like that, when Ishvara comes and takes the human form, It is there, the Ishvara is there in that, with all powers, with all glories. That's why we call it Bhagavan. So this has got the all opulences that is a Ishvara has. Incarnation plays, the incarnation is the play of the Absolute as man. Look at the seed. If you crush, the tree is not there. Just put in the soil, water it. A tree stands out, independent. Where from the tree came? It was there, hidden. Similarly, infinite is there in the Avatara, in the incarnation of God. All the powers of Ishvara are there. All the qualities, nirliptata, infinite compassion, infinite love, all these things are there in that. And not bound by karma, master of karma, which nobody can do, even enlightened soul cannot do, the destruction of karma that the Avatara can do. So this is the incarnation. Sri Ramakrishna is hinting, who is he actually? To accept Sri Ramakrishna as the incarnation of God is the ultimate. How much time it takes to shift our awareness and consciousness to accept God, because I am there. And I bound myself with so many things that I am not able to release and come out and hug God. Demand God, I cannot. Because I bound, I should be like this, I should be like that. All these bondages I have created, I am not able to come out. I have created the view myself and living that view till I break this view and come out as an innocent small child again into this world, moving about freely. I won't be able to understand, because God is the simplest thing in this universe. We have become so complex and made ourselves more complex that it is very difficult to understand what is God. This complexity, destruction is a part of the sadhana. To become simple, to become humble, to become one with all beings, right? To become one with nature, to become one with the divine. So this is called expansion, and heart is to be exposed to God. Expose yourself to God. Let Him handle. I have kept myself closed from all corners that God cannot enter into me. So all that I have to break and expose myself. This is what I am, my Lord. Now do whatever you need to do. That self-offering, opening, self-surrender, unconditional. Giving must be unconditional. Then God immediately takes in the arm. Do you know the absolute place as man? It is like the rushing down of water from a big roof through a pipe. The power of Satchidananda. Nay, Satchidananda itself descends through the conduit of a human form as water descends through a pipe. How? See, huge amount of water, rainwater suppose, the whole roof is collected in one place, and we see here in the garden during rainy season, the whole water flowing through a pipe, it looks like a fall, waterfall, huge amount coming out. Now, rainwater, drop by drop, it is falling. It is falling like small things. But when it is collected, a fall, waterfall, huge waterfall. Like that, the Absolute is flowing through the incarnation, avatara. It is rushing out of the Absolute through that. It is constantly radiating the Absolute, in absolute peace, absolute love, absolute bliss, infinite bliss. Only 12 sages, Bharadwaja and the others, recognize Rama as an incarnation of God. Recognizing. Who is it? Recognition. This person is so and so. He is such and such person's son. He is father of such person. Identifying. Who is it? So, like that, for all others, he was a matchless person on this earth and son of Dasharatha. But few could recognize, identify him to be the Lord himself in human form. God has to give that understanding. God has to reveal himself, who he is, what he is. Not everyone can recognize an incarnation. If it is God alone who incarnates himself as man to teach people the ways of love and knowledge. Bhakti jnana, bhakti jnanodayaya ayam arambha shubhaya bhavatu. Bhakti and jnana, two important aspects. This is the only two channels other than Vak we have which bridges between the relative and the transcendental, between my atmic existence and bodily existence, love and jnana. So, bhakti jnanodayaya. We need these two. Both approach God in a different way, but combined when they work miraculously. Heart and head, when they work miraculously. Because one is the whole Dinata is brought up, longing, it's helpless, and total surrender. You have to take me now, you have to take me. Jnana is entirely different. I am yourself, I am the Atman. He has this power, authority of the identity with the Brahman. The bhakti is bringing all humanity and love. And wherever it sees the God, to a real bhakta, God reveals himself first through the all beings. Because life is the highest manifestation of God is human. If God is within me, he must be within my neighbor also. In every human I must be. The moment I see the inner light, I see the inner light of all jivas. Even a bacteria, virus, of birds, fishes, whatever you see them lighted. Their inside is lighted, inner light is projecting out. The whole thing is just like you see firefly at night, how it will be twinkling and moving about. The same way you see all beings. After the first spiritual experience, you'll be seeing everything as that Chaitanya, Chinmaya, whom to leave, whom to separate from, whom to embrace, whom to... Now, when you see God is in everyone, what would you do? You become silent, gaze at everything joyfully like a newborn baby. A new world stands in front of you. So the whole thing is, a true bhakta is taken from the lowest state to the highest state of realization. He realizes everything being God, this universe being God, matter being God. Kan kan mein, every grain you see God present. Everything is illumined. Everything is full of light of Chaitanya, light of consciousness. Just like I am conscious, they are also conscious. It was not expressed, but I could discover it and see, identifying every object with the Ishvara, Lord. Lord, it seems you have become all this. Can you show me how you have become all this? Immediately you see the light glowing. Look here, I am the Chaitanya in this. This existence is myself. It exists because I am there. So this identity, Satchidananda itself, descends through the... It is God who himself, as man, to teach people the ways of love and knowledge, jnana bhakti. Well, what do you think of me? There comes into picture. Once my father went to Gaya. The Raghuvir said to him in a dream, I shall be born as your son. Thereupon my father said to him, O Lord, I am a poor Brahmin. How shall I be able to serve you? You don't worry about it, Raghuvir replied. It will be taken care of. How Sri Ramakrishna is disclosing his identity. And what could be the status of M? We must always have that identity. Now, look at the modern equipments, the remote control. We are sitting here, I can operate the fans, I can operate the water flow in my gardens. I can switch on, switch off, anything. And sitting in the office, a person can operate the vehicle. He can reboot the vehicle. He can repair the vehicle sitting in his workshop. It wonders. Is it possible at all? When we went to Singapore, the vehicles we pick up here and there, it was brought home and it did not start. And all were engineers. They tried in various ways. It was a Japanese vehicle. And then it is when it is switched on, it is not switching on. Then it gives some message. Do this. It is in Japanese. They took the picture on the mobile and searched what is to be done. It is telling, press the brake and switch on, it will start. They are doing that, it is not starting. After about 15-20 minutes of struggle, finally they rang up to the owner who have kept these self-driven vehicles. Then they said, just put it off and give me 5 minutes. I will reboot it needs rebooting. And then a call came, you can start. He is sitting somewhere and he is repairing the whole vehicle, you see. It's immediately started. That power, how it works, you see, how it operates. This jnana bhakti. Now, Raghuveer, Sri Ramakrishna is revealing his identity. Now, how could they do that? Because what is in them is there in the vehicle. That his instrument can identify, his instrument can go there and operate it. Here he is keeping a small instrument and operating. That's operating there. Whatever I do here, it's working there in the vehicle. Why? The same identity it is having. All that is here in miniature form, in mega form it is there. I operate here, it gets operated there. Like that, God to operate on man, there must be qualities of God. All divinity must be some way brought out. Then it can immediately, God is Bhagavan. The 5 bhagas are there in him, 6 bhagas. The opulences, jnana, vairagya, then yasha, kirti, all these 5 bhagas are there. He is the Lord of the universe, Aishwaryasya Samagrasya. Whole is the Ishwaratva of the whole universe. He has got. These are bhagas. Purity. The important is tyaga, jnana, vairagya. Tyaga, jnana, vairagya are the qualities of Ishvara. Three important bhagas in Bhagavan. He possesses these bhaga. And these must be there in the bhakta. This is called, the qualities are called bhaga, bhagya, kunti, kaunteya. Now, bhaga becomes bhaga, bhagya. Ishvara is Bhagavan. The devotee is bhagyavan. The qualities of bhaga is there as bhagya. The qualities of the bhaga is there in the jiva, which he has recognized, which has awakened within him. Same, vairagya, jnana. These are there in him. This whole source is there. Absolute is there. Its ness is there. Cold is there. Coldness is there in the devotee. So God can operate it. This is why the God is called Bhagavan, possessing Bhaga. Bhaga's nature is there in the devotee, his devotee, because he constantly thinking of Ishvara, God. He has acquired those qualities. Why should we meditate on God? Why should we contemplate on God? Is because we have to acquire those qualities of God, identify and move towards Him. The Bhagavan and Bhagyavan. Bhagyavan we usually translate as fortunate one. What is this for bhagya? Bhagya is bhagasya bhavaha bhagya. Its nature, that is there in the Ishwaratva becomes whole self-control in the jiva. So this we see God can easily operate on the jiva. Bhakta. All jivas he cannot, because that bhagya is not there. The bhagatva is not there. Bhagatva is bhagya. Bhagatva, the nature, the reflection of that is not there, that God cannot operate. We must acquire especially jnana and vairagya. Jnana vairagya siddhyartham. That God can operate upon me. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.